Hey everybody, it's Carlos from Immortals Inc. podcast here down in the old noisiest studio ever.
Yeah, you can't hear it. We can hear it, but we're busy. I guess you're making money, so.
I don't know. We'll see. See who gets fired. So I got Mike on a mic over here.
Yep.
Thank God he's got headphones.
Thank God.
That's
Thank
got to be
God.
coming through the mics.
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
There's been times where it's just as loud, and these are the good thing about these mics.
So anyway, our store, we expanded a little more, so we rented the room that's next to the studio for a play area, and apparently got rented out, and it's full of gamers.
If anything does peek through, we apologize, and that's what it is.
But it is super loud. They are super
It
loud.
is.
This wall is not the best for insulation, but I can't complain, I guess.
Did we mention there's a masseuse right next to them?
I know. I think it's about time we expanded.
Colonial expansion.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of colonialism.
You are Chris Columbus.
Yeah. So anyway, no, I'm not.
Immortals Inc. isn't just a great podcast with a couple of good-looking guys.
It's an actual brick and mortar store.
Immortals Inc. stocks all the latest RPG, miniature, and card games. Check out our selection of the latest releases, along with some of our most popular games and toys that you might have loved for years.
We run events with different games being highlighted daily, along with special premium events. With 3 gaming areas, we have plenty of room for everyone. We even have a private gaming area for rent, in case you want to rent that special game.
If you're not in the Cleveland, Ohio area, you can shop our entire store online at www.immortalsinc.com. You can even access our card singles catalog there.
Enjoy the store and podcast at immortalsinc.com. That's immortalsinc.com. I don't know what to talk about today. And I happen to be watching, I don't know why, I'm just so fascinated with 70s movies or 70s, 80s horror movies.
Yeah.
And I started watching this movie called Equinox. And you can put up a thing of it. And it's from the 70s. Pretty sure, you ever see Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Pretty sure this movie, Evil Dead, kind of took a lot of ideas from this movie. In fact, it's almost an Evil Dead. Like somebody made it and said, that's a, like it's low budget. It's obviously low, and it's bad acting, but it's got claymation. It's actually kind of classic story. And what's funny is I'm watching it, and all of a sudden it clicked on me. I remember watching this when I was a kid, like with my dad, like super young, because I remember there's like 3 parts that like stuck with me on how like horror works or scary movies. And at the time it was a terrifying movie. Now I'm like, what is this? But
So is claymation involved too?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Equinox, you gotta look it up. We'll put it up on the screen here.
Yeah.
But it made me thinking, man, that would be a cool adventure. And I'm like, well, that would be a cool Call of Cthulhu adventure, because it's totally Call of Cthulhu. It's Evil Dead, Call of Cthulhu. It's right out of that. And so it's like it came out in the 70s, so it was written in the 60s. So it's like
early 70s.
1970 is when it came out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's probably written in the 60s. So somebody, I'm sure there was somebody who wrote some Lovecraft and some Arthur Conan Doyle and some classic stuff there. And then I got to thinking that would be a pretty cool Call of Cthulhu adventure. And I noticed that we have Call of Cthulhu going at the store now. We have some.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's once a month now. It's terrible. I don't know what's going on all the time.
We gotta ask Tim.
Yeah, Tim knows what's going on, but he's not here now, so we're gonna have to talk to him about that.
Tim, what's going on?
It's a therapy or something. Big baby.
Something stupid.
But I was thinking, what is my favorite, or what is my go-to? You know how I always have a go-to. My go-to D&D is the Lost City.
Yeah.
What is my go-to Call of Cthulhu adventure? And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones, and there's giant, those epic scale ones where it's like the Horror on the Orient Express, or like whatever the big box sets are.
Nyarlathotep or something like that, where it goes for
for
4
17
years.
hours. Yeah, your grandmother actually played. Diana played in that. She played in that for like 6. It was a long time they played in that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think those old videos are still on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So if you want to see, they played that Nyarlathotep, as she would call it. So we have, my favorite is out of an old tales, like the Asylum and Other Tales, which sometimes I need to be in.
Wow.
But it's actually the one from the cover art. It's called the Asylum, and that would be my go-to adventure because it's a good introduction. Spoiler alert! It's a good introduction to Call of Cthulhu, as in you're literally visiting an insane asylum. So the first time I ran that, I can remember that you always try to take the D&D players from D&D to these horror genres, and some of them don't understand the concept of, hey, you're not super powered adventurers anymore. You're just a normal person hanging out.
Yeah.
Or, that's the part of this horror, is it just creeps up on you, or it's out of nowhere, or nobody knows what's coming at you,
Yeah.
So I can remember one of the guys, they're like playing Call of Cthulhu. I said, just be normal. Just make a normal guy. Because in the asylum, you're basically, there's an asylum there. One of the doctors went a little crazy. He found some old, like eldritch knowledge, and he's using the inmates to try and turn them into like protoplasm, and turn them into these, Creech Slogos, and, rule the world and summon another thing.
Pretty illegal, yeah.
Yeah, pretty illegal. So anyway, he's killing the people, and, they're disappearing. So your premise is why you're going there is, to check on a relative. Hey, a relative was there, and he's supposed to, go there for healing, and he's never showed up. Or maybe you're, insurance investigators. There's been a lot of deaths there reported, a higher end death than most asylums. And, whatever normal thing you're going there for. But I remember the first time I ran it through was, I said, make the characters up, just make them normal. So then they're like, okay, I'm and I gave them a list of careers, like a lawyer, an accountant, a doctor, just something that would fit in, like why you're going there to investigate these, a normal insurance investigation. And the one guy's like, all right, here's my equipment sheet, or here's what I have, and they had a car and a pin and a suit and a billfold. It's 1920s,
Yeah.
And he's like, I go, a Browning machine gun tripod with 10,000 rounds. I'm like, why would you have that? He's like, well, I go, why would you have that? And then we got in this huge argument about why he would have that. I go, listen, yeah, guns, okay, but why would you have a Browning automatic machine gun with a tripod and 10,000 round ammo? How do you even fit that in your car you're driving up there with? What are you in, a giant military tracked vehicle? And we had this huge argument. Well, he didn't understand the concept of like, hey, listen, you got to play as a normal person. And he made me laugh. Well, I'm going to go up there and do some shooting. I'm like, at what? Because like no normal like if you were to say, hey, I carry a handgun, for self-defense. Okay, a little 38, a couple rounds. Hey, I was going to go up to the woods. I figured I'd do a little hunting. So I brought my 22, or I brought my shotgun. I was going to that's normal. And for people to travel with guns, it's pretty normal. Like, hey, I got my shotgun. It depends on where you're at, But not that kind of high powered, you know what I'm saying? So
he's got the Requiem, ready to go.
I'm a retired military. I just carry it. I'm a retired cop, or I am a cop. It could have been even, hey, I want to be a cop. I'm going to take my, and then it's 1920. So it's 38 is kind of the standard issue, right? But yeah, it's a concept of it. But it's a really good, it's a meaty adventure, but it's good for a starting point.
Is it a one shot?
It can be. It depends. It'd be a longer session, but you could probably break this into 3 or 4 sessions and still have a good time with it. Because most of the time, Call of Cthulhu characters don't really last from
more than 20 minutes.
But I like the adventure because it's got a little bit of everything. You got your mad doctor, you got your sane asylum, you got your inmates, you got your inbred locals, because it's out in
West Virginia.
No, it's like New Hampshire,
Appalachia, or
it's 1920, so it's like you could go anywhere into the woods at any point.
There's going to be an inbred family somewhere.
Yeah, and then you have inbred and there's like old forgotten villages or towns that they're full of the evil people, and there's a whole history that you can investigate in towns, and I liked it because there's a lot of extra stuff, because at one point they give you ideas for adventures on who you could be, and they're like, well, he's getting all this money and he's bringing all this equipment, so maybe they thought the locals thought he was rum running because it's prohibition during that period, so it was illegal to have alcohol. So here you could go up there, but it's got a lot of meat to it. So it could be like you get your suit, you get your crazy horror that you have to stop with a book. You still have your investigations where you go around the asylum and you can do all the because they give you all the background enough, like it's really deep. you have your abilities. They have like your gunfights, your running gunfights, your running fights, your adventures, your town, your investigation, and in the end you can save the world, or at least that little section of town. And they have like one or two. They have the creatures, so it's not just like boring. I've seen some Call of Cthulhu where it's just cultists are fun, but like some of them I've seen, they're just some guy with a bad idea. It's like,
yeah,
it's not really Call of Cthulhu.
It's like everybody.
Yeah, that's just life.
It's just everybody.
But this is an old adventure. I mean, you could find it online.
Did they remake it or no?
No, you can find it.
Think they're gonna?
No, I doubt it. It's on print. Or
if any of you guys are watching this from the development team, remake it. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. And then this one has 7 adventures, but I always like the the cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that as the thumbnail.
Yeah, because the cover alone, the art alone, like the art on some of these, that's the other thing, man. Some of the art on these old adventures, some of the new adventures, come on, man, this is scary. Just the look alone, you're like, yep, that's a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no happiness, or there's no like, I don't know.
40K universe, no happiness.
Like, even the 40K universe, at least get a gun.
Yeah,
he's got
a good one.
You can call in a orbital bombardment. This is, you're like, I'm screwed.
Yeah, fall to madness.
But yeah, that's, I don't know what my point of this was. I think I was just thinking about.
I think it was highlighting a good adventure.
Yeah, highlighting good adventures. Like we went from the Equinox to the to what would be a good adventure, and here sometimes you get an old adventure. But I guess that also goes back to what we were talking about before, is pull up some old stuff. I mean, Chaosium still puts out a lot of good stuff. Most of the stuff is good, but, and then that's what I like about Chaosium too. When was this printed? I'm almost afraid to.
87, I'm calling it. 84.
80. Well, which one is it?
I don't know. One of the two.
83.
Oh,
were you even born yet?
No.
This book has seniority on you, and this is in this store right now. Do what the book says.
That book has more rights than me.
But yeah, it's a good tale. But yeah, you can still find it online. You can buy it as a PDF or whatever. But look for some of those old adventures. I guess that's what I was talking about. Like, I watched that old movie, and I'm like, this is a good stupid movie. It's good. Wish that was an adventure. Oh, I have an adventure that's like that, and here it is. But that's, if you're going to start in Call of Cthulhu and you want to take a look, the box set is a very good starting point. The starter set, there's a couple of adventures in there. But if you want something with a little more meat and bones, and you put somewhere, look up the Asylum and Other Tales, and look up for the Asylum. So, anything else?
No, but you could definitely like and subscribe if you like this video, and you could comment and name your favorite Call of Cthulhu adventures, or give us one that you want us to highlight in the future. And you can join too.
I would love to read. I've been reading some stuff lately, and I sometimes I veer off. I've been reading a lot of other stuff, and I don't know. I kind of want to get back to stuff I really like, and like the comfort zone. So if you have some Call of Cthulhu adventure you want to hear about, or want me to read, especially older stuff, I got a lot of the old stuff laying around. If not, I can find it. So give your review. It's not really a review. It's just telling you about it, but it's a suggestion, I guess. I'm not good at the breakdowns of blah, 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 blah,
Boring.
I know, right? Read it yourself, man. I'm just telling you that's a good read.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye.